We are live. Are we live?
We are live.
Uh-oh. I forgot to clean up my backpack and all this stuff on the bed to get ready to go to AltConf next week or starting tomorrow. Well, the good news is I can reach one of my toys that I'm going to briefly mention during the show. Oh, and that's it. Steve's just lost interest. He left.
I thought I'd clean up a little.
No, don't clean up. Now they've seen my backpack. They know what a backpack looks like.
Well, now you got all this stuff.
I know. Put the backpack back. It was covering all that garbage up.
You didn't want me to expose all this. Okay. There's a clean backpack.
Hey, Guy, you use one of these, don't you? Maybe you can help me learn how to use it better at MacStock. Just getting the hang of it. Oh, this is a PR40 mic. Yeah, but no, what I'm holding up my hand is the Zoom H4n Pro. All right. I'm going to try to take roll call, but it's a little hard to tell. Let's see. We've got, I know, Steve and Jane, who I don't think is listening yet, unless she's listening over on podfeed.com/live, which she might be.
This isn't...
Oh. That's interesting. Sorry, Guy is saying he doesn't have video. Can you type in so podfeed.com/live gives you the chat and the video.
Yeah, we're YouTube streaming and at podfeed.com/live. There is no live streaming on Discord, just audio. So if you want the video, you need to go to one of two places, podfeed.com/live or a YouTube link that I can give you. Hold on.
No, give him podfeed.com/live.
Okay, well.
There
you go.
Well, because then he gets both. Oh, now he refreshed and he sees it. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. I was trying to do roll call. We do know we have Jane. Jane, have you been here before or are you new? Not sure which Jane this is.
From Australia, is it? Who is now in England?
I don't know. And Dorothy. Dorothy's here. We got a Titan bot.
Hello, Dorothy.
And I think that might be it. That might be the whole audience here, Steve.
Well, it is a one day early live show.
I see you, Dorothy.
She's lurking in the background there.
I just remembered in your podcatcher of choice or under CCA TP. And of course, you can also listen right at podfeet.com. And of is spelled F-O. Come on. There we go. And let's see. I got to find the link to the show. I'm just about done. What's that?
Oh, I need to type it to Dorothy since she's not listening in Discord.
Oh, okay. Online list in Discord seems out of date. Oh, I want programming by stealth. That's what I want. And the link is, let's see. Which kind of link do I want? I want, I don't know. I want that kind. At Linkify Clipboard. And send to the blog for Steve. Okay. This is very exciting. We are almost ready to start. I got to get rid of all these test recordings, and then we will be ready. Okay, I've got a new version up there. Steve should have all the links. Are you streaming the whole thing on YouTube? Yeah, so Guy is actually here because he wants to see how the sausage gets made, showing the sausage get made. It's kind of meta, right, Steve?
Uh-huh.
So, so Steve is running an app called Mimo Live on his Mac, and he's got all the full switching capabilities. And so he's built these, what you see, the Discord channel on the left-hand side, me above him. And then I have a control surface on my iPad called Mimo Remote, and that allows me to do things like mute Steve. He's muted right now. He hates when I do that.
Hey.
Let's see. I can do, I think if I do that, No, oh, that's how you find out that I forgot to turn on NDI. One moment, please. I'm using an app called NDI so that I can send, there we go. I can't do what he just did, but I can do this. Wait a minute. Oh, no, I can't undo that, Steve. That's interesting.
Try it
Yeah,
now.
I can do that, and I can put Steve back, and I can put that back. That's all I can do. The mirror does picture on podfeet.com say 7:33. Oh, she's not listening, so
Dorothy,
refresh. Yeah. Should be 7:34. Is anyone else seeing it in 7:34?
I see it as 7:34.
Yeah, but you're
so
suspect.
this is the problem I'm trying to solve by streaming a little earlier.
I know, but you did go early just when you said you would.
Yeah, and
so I didn't cause this. No.
I'm saying the earlier I can do that, the better, because anytime anyone gets in like 10 minutes early, that's what happens.
Yeah, they should suffer.
Yeah.
Now it's okay. Okay, good. All right. Who just left? All right.
Know.
Took multiple refreshes. That's interesting. All right. I'm going to start the show, which means I'm going to mute Stephen P. Here we go. Did that mute you? Talk, Steve? Huh. That's a oh, did you take Tesla's collar off? Great. Thank you. All right. Here we go. Hi. Wait, that didn't sound right. Why was that already? It's a little low. Okay.
Hey, Al.
What?
Jane is using voiceover. Can't seem to find this using voiceover. I'm not sure what this is. I'll talk to her on the chat.
Yeah, type. Yeah. Okay. And see, yep. I will save. All right, here we go. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Saturday, June 1st, 2019, and this is show number 734. Well, Steve and I are gearing up to go to AltConf in San Jose tomorrow, also known as the conference for people who couldn't get into Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. We're super excited and hope to come back with tales of adventure and hopefully a few interviews with some developers. Steve bought me the Zoom H4n Pro, which I promise I'll review soon. This is a handheld recorder that is supposed to get great audio that records to an SD card. We'll see how that works out. Anyway, that's why the show is a day early. Normally during live events, the NosillaCastaways like to gather in our live chat room. I didn't say Apple events. Anyway, that's why the show is a day. Okay. Anyway, that's why the day is. Come on. I'm 45 seconds in and I've had to make 2 re-records. All right, get in the groove here. Anyway, that's why the show is a day early. Well, with WWDC going on, normally during live Apple events like this, the NosillaCastaways like to gather in our live chat room. Steve and I will be in a conference hall watching the event live, even though it'll be like on a big TV. So we may be in the chat room with you, but no guarantees. But the chat room will be open. Now, Bart was promoted to hall monitor today, so we will have some adult supervision in there if Kevin gets out of hand again. So please head on over to podfeet.com. Don't go off script. You write it so that it'll be helpful. Jeez. Minute and 10 seconds, 3 edits. If you haven't ever been into the chat room, head on over to podfeet.com/chat, and then you'll be walked through how to create a login to the Discord service, which is where we host the chat. You can chat right there in the browser, or you can install the Discord app on just about any platform to use the native experience. Have fun together in there, whether we join in or not. Jeez. Only chat. Can't seem to click on the audio button using VoiceOver. Oh, nuts, Steve. I have heard that doesn't work in VoiceOver.
Are we talking about the audio button in
She's talking
Discord,
about
or
Discord.
in
Yeah,
Discord?
in Discord. Yeah. So
Okay.
so she might not be in podfeed.com/live. Because
Wait,
if she's in there,
are we
she
talking
should
about
be able to hear.
podfeed.com/live or Discord? Those are two different
Hang on.
things.
I know. I'm trying to explain it. So if she's in native Discord, she may not, that may be why she can't use VoiceOver to hit play or to get into the live show listen. That might be why. So if she's on podfeed.com/live, she can use the Discord chat in there and get to the play button on YouTube. Does that make sense?
Oh, so I need to give her the play button in YouTube, or him or her.
You can let Jane go straight to YouTube if you
let
want.
Let me do that. I'll give you the YouTube link, Jane.
Okay. Yeah. So Discord doesn't have any video for doing something like this. We can't do it through Discord.
Yep. I don't think Discord ever supported live
video. Oh,
video.
he says the Discord window is a separate video input into Mimo. Yes.
Correct. Yes.
From Steve's Mac. So that's his copy.
But it's not through NDI. It's a different Mimo method other than NDI to get in the Discord
for me to
window.
Send over the network to him, to send him a window, I use this thing called, its full name is NDI, NewTek NDI Scan Converter.
For your screen.
Yes.
Yeah. Discord's coming in through a Mimo function called... well, it's just called window to capture. So I can define any window on my machine that sucks it into as a video source into Mimo. Because it's on my machine that I'm running Discord. And I'm streaming the show out.
So which PBS is it? Doing something a little bit different.
Yeah, NDI is pretty cool when you can get it to work.
Yeah, it's free. Well, that one actually is the NDI scan converter one. That one's working pretty well.
Yeah, the earlier one was a little buggy.
Whatever that thing. Yeah, that was a different app. But sort of I think NDI might be a protocol. I don't know. I don't really understand what they are. We just do whatever Oliver tells us to do. All right. Got it. Mimo call. What? Oh. All right. I'm going to record. I'm going to mute you. Here we go. Now, you may have noticed lately that my contributions to the NosillaCast during the weeks that we have a security bit segment have been a little bit shorter than usual, and I completely blame Bart. You see, we record security bits and programming by stealth on the same weekend, which means my homework for class is due the same week as security bits. It all works out, though, because you get a nice meaty show because of security bits. Now, I'm not complaining about doing the homework. I have been having so much fun with my homework these last few weeks that I've done little else around the house, to be honest. Even Tesla has had her walk shortened because I'm obsessed with my coding progress. We've been writing a game and I'm having so much fun with it. Anyway, that's a long way of saying that Chit Chat Across the Pond this week was a Programming by Stealth episode. Bart has been promising to teach us about promises for ages now, and he finally fulfills his promise by explaining venables. Promises are a tool to get us out of callback hell. Those are not my words. That's what the internet calls it. Anyway, we experienced callback hell a while back, and promises are what is going to get us out of that. Now, I think he made us suffer through it so that we'd appreciate promises. In this installment, he shows us the beauty and elegance of the concept, but he leaves us wanting more. It's kind of the first half of learning about promises. Bart spent a lot of time trying to get the show notes and his narrative to take this rather abstract concept and make it concrete, and I think he did a grand job of it. I told him afterward that this was one of those episodes where I grinned from ear to ear throughout the lesson because I enjoyed it so much. You can find this episode under Programming by Stealth in your podcatcher of choice or under Chit Chat Across the Pond. And of course, you can listen right over at podfeet.com. All right. I made it 3.5 minutes, Steve. Can Jane hear anything yet?
I think we lost Jane. That's too bad. I don't see her in the chat room now. I tried to give her the YouTube link And I'll get to your question, Guy. Save. Good job, Laurel Mac. Whoa.
Oh,
We've got a player.
you got to get a screenshot of that and send it to Kevin.
Yes. Yeah. Good job. All right. Wingman Kevin would love this. Someone is filling in for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we're
absolutely.
missing almost everyone who would. Normally, it's either Kevin or who else? Rick, who would do this.
Right. Yeah, we're flying without a net when you're depending on Guy to be paying attention. You know? I mean, that's really risky.
Yeah.
Like, okay. All right. This one. And that gives me this one. Okay. I have put in, nobody reminded me to put in chapter marks.
Oh, well, chapter marks, Al.
Thank you, Steve. I think I will.
Great.
Okay. All right. Muting Steve. When I was gainfully employed, I had to do a lot of big thinking stuff. I needed to get ideas down, organize them, and then figure out a compelling way to make my point. This was often to try to change policies in the company, influence technical decisions, justify the acquisition of new hardware and software tools, justify budget increases, or even justify why I thought my organization should be spared in a particular layoff season. I was really motivated to get my ideas conveyed and tailored to the specific audience. As is true in most companies, these ideas had to be presented in PowerPoint. Now, you've heard me complain about PowerPoint in the past, and you've probably also heard me say that I think Apple's Keynote is equally problematic. There's an underlying problem with these tools that I suspect affects many people. If I tried to gather my thoughts with PowerPoint open on the computer, I had a great deal of trouble capturing my ideas. I'd put down, say, a half dozen bullet points and then realize, oh man, I got a seventh idea, but it won't fit on the same chart. Well, now what do? Well, I'd start by shrinking the font. Then I'd try making some bullets into sub bullets of bigger points. I'd start removing words from a sentence just so it would fit on one line. You know how you do in Twitter nowadays. Then I'd think maybe a different font would look better. Did I really need that logo on top? Maybe there's a better template I could use that would give me more space. After those first 6 bullet points, I was in a point of diminishing returns on getting new ideas out of my head. I had to find a better way. I settled on a process that I used for the rest of my career. I went down to the photocopier and I pulled out a big stack of paper that people had printed on only one side, and I dumped it on my desk. I grabbed the top piece and I started to scribble. Now, I could just draw a dash and an idea, another dash, another idea. When I ran out of room, I just grabbed the next piece of scratch paper and I kept writing. Or if I wanted to keep the ideas together, I could write really, really small, just add one more idea, or even write vertically in the margins. I didn't even bother to spell things correctly. I didn't make full sentences, nor did I wordsmith to make bullet appropriate points. When I decided something was stupid, I just drew a line through it. After a lot of thoughts were out on paper, I'd start drawing arrows to rearrange things, maybe add some numbers with circles around them to suggest the right order. It was anarchy, and I didn't care because I was actually getting my job done. I was thinking. Now, eventually, I had to cram my thoughts into PowerPoint, but that was always the very last step of my process. Now, what does all this have to do with today, other than hoping you'll try my idea if you do have to use a presentation application like PowerPoint or Keynote? Well, I've got a new process and I'm loving it. As you know, I don't have a day job anymore. It's all podcasting now for me. One of the great joys of my retirement life is our podcast, Programming by Stealth with Bart Busschots. As you've heard me mention often, if you've been listening for a long time, he's teaching us to program through an audio podcast. The best part of the class is doing the homework. Seriously, I love it. I love it so much, I'm not getting anything else done. As I become more proficient at it, it's becoming like an addictive drug. I mentioned earlier this week we're working on a little game we've all written independently. The game is quite simple. A random number is generated and the user has to guess the number. My game does work, but Bart gave us a new challenge. In response to his challenge, I'm making a graphical way to help the player visualize where they should guess next. It's not exactly what Bart said to do, But he doesn't seem to mind when we color outside the lines as long as we're practicing the things that we're learning. In Programming by Stealth this week, I told him what I was working on, and he was delighted. He loved it. He said, "Yeah, you're definitely going outside the lines, but you're using the stuff we're teaching, so this is great." Now, while PowerPoint and Keynote have nothing to do with this subject, I am using an application to capture my thinking. I'm writing in a code editor called Visual Studio Code on my Mac. Believe it or not, it's from Microsoft. But guess what happens when you write in a code editor? You have to get the syntax exactly right. You can't be sloppy, you can't be careless, and you can't get your ideas out freely. It's just like being back in PowerPoint. So I started grabbing scratch paper, but that turned out to be problematic for two reasons. Number one, who prints anymore? But anyway, I found a few pieces. But if I was away from my desk, I couldn't keep working on the problem because that paper was sitting up on my desk and it wasn't with me. So I abandoned that whole path. Instead, I'm using the fantastic app Notability from Ginger Labs. I've talked about Notability a lot of times about it on the show over the years. I even did a video tutorial for Screencasts Online on it, and it's probably one of the few apps that I simply just keep coming back to. I don't think I use it the way the developers envisioned it, but I think it's fantastic for the way I do use it. Tesla. She made me rub her back here, and she started groaning when I was doing it.
Groaning?
All right. Yeah, she, you know how she gets.
How hard were you pressing?
Not that hard. Oh,
So-
good. iOS 12.3.1 wants to install right now on my iPad while I'm doing the show. That'll be helpful.
So guess who joined?
Who?
Kiwi Spoon.
Kiwi Spoon is here?
It's been a long time. Yeah, probably because it's an odd night, Saturday night for us. I think Kiwi Spoon's probably in
so New Zealand,
New
that makes it Sunday for him.
Right. And
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna keep going.
So two things.
What?
I need to answer a question of guys, but I'll do it when you're done. And we have to remember your shirt.
Oh,
we didn't do the quiz
for both people in the show. Okay, take a screenshot of my shirt and then try to figure out what the joke is.
Hold on.
Or what it means.
All right.
Got it? Okay. All right. I'm going to keep going here. What was the last thing I said? But I think it's fantastic for the way I do use it. All right. Muting Steve. I can't tell if I'm muted anymore. It used to turn yellow. Yeah, but now it's just staying red all the time.
Here.
Yeah. All right. Sunday midday. Yay! Nice to see you, Kiwi Spoon. All right.
Laurel Mac already has it.
Oh, well, he can guess. Yeah, but that's right. Accidental Tech Podcast.
That's one piece of it, but you got to...
But look at the graphics. And what do the graphics mean?
Yes, that's the second piece. Keep going with that. Allison will
I'm going to mute you while you guys guess. All right. So here's the typical scenario. I've got some code typed in, and some of it's working, but something isn't working properly. For example, right when I was working on this, I was trying to draw an arc where I have to define the starting point in radians and the length of the arc in the percentage of a full circle. The math is super annoying, and the conditional if-else statements are a real challenge. Rather than grabbing a piece of paper, I've got my 12.9-inch iPad Pro with Apple Pencil sitting on my desk and Notability at hand. Now, you might ask why I'm not using the crayon I raved about just recently. It's because the pencil is stuck right to the top of the big iPad at all times, so it's very natural to use it first because it's charged up and it's ready to go. But the crayon is not being neglected. I will come back to the crayon in a moment. So anyway, I've been doing a bunch of scribbling in Notability on the 12.9-inch iPad, but now I step away from my desk where I've been coding for hours, neglecting Steve and my friends and even Tesla. Like I said, the dog, not the car. So I go all the way to the other side of the room to my IKEA chair. I put my feet up. You know, I ad-libbed and I didn't tell the right story. Did it again. But the crayon is not being neglected. I will come back to the crayon in a moment. Okay. The crayon in a moment. Okay. So I step away from my desk where I've been typing and coding in VS Code for hours, neglecting Steve and my friends and even Tesla, the dog, not the car. I go all the way to the other side of the room to my IKEA chair. I put my feet up and I open Notability on my 12.9-inch iPad Pro. I start by writing out what I'm trying to do and why I think my code isn't working. So that's just text. If I have to refer to a variable, such as circle start angle, which is written in camel case, I don't have to capitalize it correctly because I'm scribbling. I may even just write angle because I know what I mean. It doesn't matter because I'm scribbling. I can leave out important stuff like parentheses in an if statement and not worry my pretty little head about matching my squirrely brackets. I can get the idea out instead of worrying about the syntax. After a while, I go back to my Mac and I try to implement the ideas I scribbled down. I carefully put in all the darn parentheses and match all the stupid squirrely brackets until the code editor stops underlining things in red and yelling at me. I make progress this way, but it's not quite working the way I want it to just yet. So I walk away. Walking away is one of the best ways to fix your code. You just have to get away from it sometimes. So let's say it's a day or two later, and now I'm sitting down on the couch and I'm bored with the drivel on TV. So I pulled my iPad mini and my trusty crayon out of my purse. Told you I'd come back to the crayon. So crayon is my utensil of choice with the mini because both of the devices live in my purse and they're always with me. I power on the crayon and then Notability on the mini, which of course syncs across my scribbles from the iPad Pro. I read over my ideas and then I see where possibly rearranging some of the commands would help. Or maybe I want to add a new variable between two lines. With Notability, unlike scratch paper, I can use the scissors tool to drag a lasso around a section of code and drag it to a new place on the virtual paper. I can move big sections or maybe just copy a chunk of code this way. Badly written, unformatted code, but still code. By the way, both Bart and Dorothy have told me that it's actually called pseudocode when you do this. Anyway, when I change ideas when I'm scribbling, or maybe I want to make sure I don't forget something, I can just tap on the pen icon in Notability and change the color. I don't have any kind of a standard for what each color means, but just a change in color alerts me to important things happening, ideas changing in some way. I can even use the highlighter tool to really draw my attention to something important. Off I go to test the new code on my Mac. But something unexpected happens. Like that darn arc I'm trying to draw starts at negative 2.32796 radians, which is around 37% of the circle counterclockwise instead of drawing 25% clockwise. Yeah, that happened. Anyway, I've got the JavaScript console running in the bottom of my Safari window, and I can query a few variables to see what the program thinks is happening. Well, actually, it knows what's happening. It's what I think is happening that's wrong. Anyway, so I've got all this stuff up on screen. I've got the graphics drawn on screen. I got the JavaScript console there, and I've got my code on screen. Well, Notability runs on the Mac too. So I open up the perfectly synced note I worked on with the big and small iPads. Back in Visual Code, I can take a screenshot of the variables and the graphical results and paste it into Notability right next to my scribble code. Since I'm right there with my keyboard on the Mac, I can even type real text into the note to take down any observations I may have had about what was going on when I got these bad results. At some point in any project, you run into a mental wall. In the old days at work, when my friend Nancy and I would work on an Excel file together and we'd get stuck, we would always turn to formatting. For some reason, we'd think that if that row across the top was bold and a bigger font, we would know what was wrong with the equation below it. With Notability, you can do some formatting when your brain gets stuck. When I couldn't figure out that darn radian angle start thingy, I decided that plain white paper just wouldn't do. And I changed it to green graph paper on Notability. Green graph paper is soothing to me as that's what we always used for paper pads in engineering. I found them on Amazon, by the way, so you can see for yourself. You'd even click the link. It's an affiliate link. Anyway, looking at that green graph paper now on Notability, it feels like coming home to me. I feel I've got a really great way of thinking using Notability with pencil on my 12.9-inch iPad Pro Notability with Crayon on my iPad mini, and Notability on my Mac with a keyboard and screenshots. I still don't have my coding project working properly, but I sure am having fun getting it done. The bottom line is that when you're really trying to think, don't use a computer. Write by hand and scribble away. I guarantee you'll find you think better this way. You don't have to use Notability, but just please don't use a keyboard. All right. I'm back.
Kiwi Spoon got it, but Laurel Mac was really close.
Oh, okay.
I think.
So,
Laurel Mac now says
oh, okay.
he was lost. All credit to Key. Well, you still notice some key elements of the.
So what?
the
Where?
graph.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Kiwi Spoon Butterfly keyboard. Isn't that awesome?
I think
a
what's
great logo.
kind of subtle is to tell that those are keys on the A and T and P. You got to get
Yeah.
real close to see some of the subtle graphic.
Oh, that there's like a little reflection.
Yeah, it's hard to see that in this image. Let me blow you up here, if you pardon the expression.
Excuse me.
Get up close again, if you would. Yeah, you can see the little shine. If you're real close, you see the three-dimensionality of those keys, but it's hard to see unless. And that's pretty important to figuring it
I think
out.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job. Team effort.
All right. I think. Yeah, it's time for spam. Here we go.
Wait. Can I?
What?
A
Yep.
guy asked a question. Why don't we just use the commenting feature in YouTube instead of going over to Discord? I'll give my answer and then you can chime in. I think it's mainly because, one, Discord is a fully featured chat client. It's got a lot of stuff that the YouTube chat just doesn't have. I think that's the main reason. Are there any others, Al?
Yeah. So, well, one thing is if you're listening in Discord, you're listening basically real time. And when we first started doing this, YouTube Live, well, the Google Hangouts on Air, there was a lag of pushing a minute. It was like 42 seconds. So I would ask a question. I'd have to just sit here and wait for people to answer me. Or if they heard me say something wrong, it would be a really long time before I would know about it. So if you're on...
So I point out, because not everyone understands that some people just listen and don't watch. And that's, to me, I can't imagine listening on Discord and watching the video because they are separated so much.
Well, you can say you can't imagine it, but a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Because they want it quickly. And the main thing they're doing is typing and listening.
So why watch the video?
They may not watch a video at all.
No, I understand that. But some people actually watch the video and listen on Discord. That I can't understand.
Okay. The question was why we do it. And I'm going to keep talking, even though you think I should stop. We also are able to have different channels here where we can talk in Discord and you can type in Discord. So we get kind of the best of both worlds. There isn't any threaded messaging. I don't know. To be honest, I don't think we've ever even looked at the YouTube comments
No.
as a way of interacting.
We don't. In fact, are they even enabled?
Plus, one of the things I do like to do is drive the audience to my website, not to YouTube. And you don't see those comments on podfeet.com/live. So one of the things I've been trying to do is make all of my URLs are podfeet.com/something. And that way, if I change services, like podfeet.com/chat used to take you to IRC. Now it takes you to Discord. So we change services that didn't have to change. And podfeet.com/live used to have a Google Hangout URL. Now it's a YouTube URL. It could be a Twitch URL tomorrow. It doesn't matter. It's always going to be a podfeet.com/live. So I've been trying to drive all audience there. That's why when Steve started sending people to YouTube, I was like, no, don't go to YouTube. Stay on podfeet.com/live. There.
Right. That's the long answer, and hopefully that... Oh, I have been muted on Discord. Hopefully that answers your question, Guy.
Okay. I'm going to keep recording.
Yep.
I wonder if we could do a screen share at some point of your screen.
I have
that would be meta.
That.
You could download that NDI scan converter thing.
So they can see the Mimo Live setup? Why? What do you want to show them on my screen?
Yeah, so he could see the Mimo Live setup. If we have time. I'm going to be done fairly soon. So, Steve, in the meantime, download, well,
No, I should be able to capture it directly.
Do you know how to share your screen?
I'll work on that while you're. Hopefully, I
Okay,
won't
good.
mess something up.
I bet you will. Okay, muting Steve. I've been using the Amazon affiliate links to help fund the show for a very long time. It's easy for you to support what we do here by simply using the links for things I talk about in the show. You know, like that graph paper I talked about just now. You probably want that. You should use that link. Anyway, a small percentage of what you spend may come right back to help me out. For a long time, if you were from another country, I may have had a specific URL for you to use to give me credit if you bought on Amazon, but it was pretty hard for you to use. Now, for at least Canada, the UK, and Germany, if you click on any of the Amazon links I put in the show notes, they won't take you to the US store now. They'll take you to your own store, and I still get credit. It's frictionless for you now, so I hope you give it a try. Now, I do have it on my radar to add more countries now that this is working so swimmingly. If you'd like me to put your country near the top of the list of ones to add, please be sure to let me know. 734 in YouTube.
Oh, I wonder if Laura Mac. I wonder if Laura Mac hasn't refreshed and is watching. What is?
No, it says 734, and this is 734
in YouTube. Okay, but in
this is 734.
But in podfeed.com, if you start the stream early and you don't refresh, it'll be 733.
Yeah, but he said he was watching 734
in YouTube. Right? I don't know if it is 734. In
Show
YouTube,
my screen. Show my screen.
All right.
Because this is fun. Please. Oh, there you go. So this is Hindenburg, by the way, Guy. Have you ever played with Hindenburg? Let's see, does that work? Nope. And I'm going to split stereo. So that's my recording of me and Bart. And this is Bart's recording of me and Bart. Tool split stereo. Can you set up a chat client on Podfeed.com so you watch and chat? Yeah. Yeah, Guy, that's what's...
Well...
Could I set up a WordPress chat client?
In WordPress.
I don't even know what that means. Why would I do that? I've got an embedded Discord chat. What problem would it solve?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where you're going with that.
I mean,
WordPress chat.
If it existed, I could. The one thing that is a little bit weird is we've got two chat places, or actually three, because we've got people in Facebook, we've got people in Slack, and but everybody comes together for the live show in Discord.
Discord, right.
So let's see. That's him. Oh, wait. Steve likes to hear Bart say blink.
Blink.
There. So I get rid of my recording of him, and then I get rid of his recording of me. Laura Max back in the audio chat there. Let's see how that sounds right there. How did it get to be June anyway?
I am deeply disturbed by...
Actually, you know what I should do? I should add that to favorites. How do you add that to a favorite? I wonder if I can. Nope. How did I add something to a favorite? Export selection. Put on my desktop. It's called Blink. That's how you do it. Sorry, I think I need Blink, don't you think?
So I think Laura Mac was on the older version at Podfeet. That's what I'm catching here.
The older version.
733. And was watching.
She's saying Blink or Plink. I think I'm the only one actually interested in the podcast tonight.
Well, I'm trying to solve a problem. 734 where, Laura Mac? 734 on YouTube or podfeet.com/live?
please be sure to let me know. So if you wanted to, after we're done, we could give him voice in that channel temporarily. Actually, don't we have an everybody can talk? We used to.
Yeah, we should.
Where did it go? Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Security Bits with Bart. Please be sure to let me know. There we go.
Oh, there's the Everyone Can Talk channel that we'd all slide down.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, it's still there.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you in another. I don't see it. I see general discussion, NosillaCast Live, and live show listen. Oh, there it is. Everyone can talk.
Live show listen.
Yeah. Couple of weeks.
Indeed. And until then, you do, of course, know that you should at all times stay patched so you stay secure.
All right. You know what I'm going to do?
I heard that.
What?
I heard a car in the background. Or maybe that was real time.
There was a car in the background.
Is that while you were talking to Bart or right now?
There's a car in the background right now.
And you do, of course, know that you should at all times stay patched so you stay secure.
All right.
So Kiwi Spoon went to Everyone Can Talk.
Oh.
You want to switch over?
No, I'm recording a podcast. You can, though.
Okay.
Actually, if you start to talk.
Okay. Kiwi Spoon, can you hear me?
Okay, but you can't be talking on here, so I'm muting you here. I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm going to keep going. Well, that's going to wind us up for this week. Do not forget to send in your dumb questions, comments, and suggestions. You can do that by emailing me at allison@podfeet.com. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at podfeet. Remember, everything good starts with podfeet.com. Podfeet.com/Patreon if you want to become a patron of the Podfeet podcast. If you want to join our Facebook group, where do you think you go? Podfeet.com/Facebook. Don't like Facebook? Want to join Slack? Work fine with that. Go to podfeet.com/Slack. And if you want to go into the chat room during the live WWDC this week, go to podfeet.com/chat. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, like Kiwi Spoon did after having been gone for quite a while, because we did it on a Saturday night, so it was Sunday for him over in New Zealand, and Jane, who was there briefly, but we didn't get to talk very long. I think it was her very first time. You can do that by going to podfeet.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic Nosilla castaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. All right, you can talk again,
your
Steve.
Audio. So whoever's playing this has to put a headphone on.
Wait, what's going on?
Wow.
What's going on?
Hold on.
This is why I don't go into Everyone Can Talk.
Wow, that doesn't work. So the problem is, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, the problem is that whoever's going into Everyone Can Talk is not wearing a headphone. So what happens, guys, when you do that is Allison's audio coming through your display or whatever is booming over whatever you're saying. So this is the main reason we don't go into Everyone Can Talk, because not everyone practices good audio in a chat room.
Okay.
So
he says I can't hear Allison if I mute the podfeet.com/live page, but oh, I see. The problem is if I start talking, you can't hear anymore. But you have headphones. Kiwi. It's Kiwi Spoon.
Guys, if you go into Everyone Can Talk, you need to wear headphones. Otherwise, your display...
And enthusiastic Nosilla castaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. Okay, I hope muting you there I didn't break you. They could still hear you, right?
Yeah, I'm not muted in Discord.
Okay. I'm going to put blink at the end. Guy cat headphones. Wait, listen to this. Listen to this ending, you guys. Ready? No talking. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed.
Blink.
Let's see if anybody stays.
May have waited a little long, but line up.
No, it's actually, look at my screen. It's technically before the audio's gone.
Blink. Okay. Wow.
You gotta work for it.
Yeah.
Blink.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna try and turn you guys back on. I couldn't
Oh,
hear.
I didn't put a chapter mark for programming by stealth. Okay, come on. Or I mean by for security bits.
Okay, guys.
Oh. Are you
Nope.
should I go into live? Maybe if I go into live show listen, it'll or into everyone can talk.
I can't listen.
Okay, I'm in live show. Everyone can talk now. No, I'm not. Hi guys.
Are you hearing a lot, Allison?
Oh, I'm not hearing anything because I'm here. I had to turn you off. Let me make this even worse. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's nice because it's got a delay too. No, I'm only hearing me coming out of Kiwi Spoon's Mac. But the whole idea was for Guy to be able to ask us questions, right? This is like the worst of all worlds. He's not talking. Okay. Well, when we stop the live show, which you can do at any time, we could stop the live video, right? All right. Goodbye to the live audience we are also talking to in live show listen. I hear Guy. All right, let's